Hi, Emma.
Hi, Ange, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're just joining us on the live, I am not Lisa. Um, Lisa, unfortunately, is having an absolute day of it and has been rushed in for emergency dental work. So, understandably, can't talk right now. But I'm Ange. I am Lisa's events manager on the team. And in very like Lisa style, like this usually happens with us. There's some drama going on behind the scenes in our full transparency way. It's my first day back off maternity leave today.
Straight
So
in.
we're going for it. We're going straight in. I think we've got hello. Thanks everyone for joining. Hello, hello. And I am going to have a quick chat to Emma, who is one of Lisa's clients. And we're going to chat a little bit about one to many. Yeah, we've got lots of people here. So, should we get started? Emma, will you, for people that don't know, introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Sure, thanks, Ange. So I'm Emma Haslam, and my company is called Your IVF Abroad. And basically, I set it up following my own journey with infertility that led to having treatment abroad and the birth of my son. So now I help people all around the world to have safe and ethical testing and treatment abroad that is right for them, that is more accessible, more affordable, and more supported.
Wow. And how long have you been doing that for?
About 3.5 years. So I launched the business about 3 months before the pandemic hit.
Wow.
And I did one to many in that October. So sort of the back end, I think December 2019 was when I officially launched. Yeah.
Wow. And at which point did you think you could turn your journey into a business and helping other people? Because that must have been such a huge thing to go through.
Yeah, it was a massive thing to go through. And I think there was kind of two elements to it. One, we desperately searched for the support and help that I now provide, and it just did not exist. And although we had a great experience, we did not know what we were doing. And winging it with fertility treatment is absolutely not something I would recommend to people. And it made things more stressful for sure than it needed to be. So that was the first thing. But then the other side of it was actually, this is potentially a great option for lots of people that I want people to be able to know about. And I think with all the kind of trauma of infertility and ending our journey and knowing that we weren't going to be having any more babies, I really wanted to use my experiences to make a big impact and to help as many people as I can so that more people can go through this with more choices if they're going privately, and but more support and impartial and unbiased information, um and to do things in a way that really looks after people when they're very, very vulnerable. So I think it was also helpful for me, um
Yeah.
but I just wanted to take all that rubbish that I'd been through, and use it in a better way. And I thought, well, if I was searching for it and it didn't exist, there's going to be other people. And back then, when I had my treatment, it wasn't something that I heard people talking about, and I wanted people to know that there might be other options for them to consider as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. How so at which point of your business did you find one to many? Was that your first introduction to Lisa and how you started working with her?
Yeah, so I literally, as I said, sort of officially opened up my Instagram account and started the business in December 2019. And I got a couple of clients early 2021. And then we were all plunged into lockdown. Now, amazingly, I still had clients, because in some countries you were still able to go abroad and have treatment. But we were all at home a lot more. And I knew that I wanted to kind of really turn this into something. And at the time, I still had a job. I'd gone back after maternity leave. And I knew that I wanted to have a life where I could help more people, work for myself so I could fit it around like my little boy. And I saw Lisa's challenge and thought, this sounds interesting. Didn't know much about anything to do with anything about business then at all. But it was like, well, it's a free challenge. I watched some of the stuff, really liked her style, did the challenge, and then ended up doing one to many.
Wow. And what was your kind of main success story from one to many?
Do you know, there's so many. I mean, the main one for me is twofold. It meant that I was able to grow my business, and in a way that didn't mean it was all trading time for money, so that I still had time with my little boy. And it meant I could leave my part-time job and
Wow.
start working just for myself. And like I say, to impact more people, which is the main thing for me. And it helped me earn more money, but it gave me that freedom and that time that I really wanted, and the access to online business buddies as well. Like, I met so many people during one to many that I've stayed in contact with. Some of them have done work for me, I've had referrals from, and so it's a really lovely community. And I just love the way that Lisa teaches everything in a very step-by-step, simple way. And I am like a typical grammar school girl, likes to do things properly. So I did everything, as she said, step by step, to the letter. And I'm not saying it was easy, because it isn't. But that's, I think, why I had such a good result. And it works. So it works for any type of business. And yeah, it was just a life-changing experience in so many ways for me.
I think that's so important what you said about so many different businesses as well. Like, every year we do this challenge. I'm so excited to see who is going to have that light bulb moment and do something either completely different or see something in their work they're already doing. Like,
Yeah.
Lisa just always has this way of saying something that makes your brain go, oh yes, I can do that, or I can do this. And
Yeah.
I love watching people going through that. She was talking this morning about, your knowledge is not common knowledge. It's one of my favorite quotes that Lisa says. And
Yeah.
I think that so applies, like, with you and what you've done and achieved in your, taking what you've been through and turning it into this business, and how you're impacting and helping so many people, just shows, it doesn't matter. I think a lot of people think you have to kind of be a certain type of person or business in order to do well, especially with online. And I love that, with your business, it's just a great testament to that you can have that light bulb moment from anything. Lisa, as always, is really transparent with money and successes, and we like to share, the figures and facts so other people can see as well. So, can you share with us how much money you have made from taking part in OTM at one to many?
Yeah. So it's quite difficult to quantify. I would say the figure is probably in reality more than this, because although the course is about passive income, so many more light bulbs go off, and I made so many changes in my business that I don't think I would have made had I not done that program, that then impacted actually on the way that I worked, charging more accordingly for the time that I was actually spending. But if we're talking purely in kind of, passive, semi-passive income, then I've made £13,500 from one launch. Wow. And I'm actually just launching again as we speak. So it's my my launch party tonight, and then day one of my challenge workshop starts tomorrow. So it feels so much easier now because I've got all the assets. Obviously things need tweaking, but yeah, it just gets so much easier, because the first time round it's a lot of work, which I know Lisa talks about really openly. But you just got to keep doing the things in the order, and then you get there. And once you've got that stuff together, then you've got it forever.
Yeah.
And even things like the thought of doing a live right back then was like horrifying, awful. And I'm quite introverted naturally. So, I don't find that easy, but it's amazing how quickly these things that you do become easier when you just do them with the right guidance. Yeah. But, I'm the type of person that can get quite overwhelmed quite easily. And I think one to many helped me, and Lisa helped me as well, and the team, with that one step at a time. Don't go too far ahead. Do the next thing, and just kind of like reining me back a little bit.
Yeah, it's so true though. Like you say, it's how she teaches, that step by step, rather than being overwhelmed by everything all at once. There's no magic trick. This is how you do it, and this is the steps, and let's take it one day at a time. Thank you so much. Just before I let you go, if there's anyone watching that is thinking about maybe doing one to many and not sure, have you got any advice, top tips for them?
I would say definitely do it because, as I said, it's going to help you with things like passive income and recurring revenue and semi-passive income, and that's going to give you back more time and more freedom. But it will help you in your business, I believe. Full stop. You're going to meet some great people, and I do believe, having seen myself go through it and other businesses that are a bit more niche, a bit more random, also make a success of it. And by working in a one-to-many style, you can impact so many more people. Like I can reach so many more people in this way than I can one-to-one. And I frequently get fully booked up now, which is amazing. But I don't want to turn people away. And you can also, help with more accessibility in terms of price points and things. The list is endless. Once you get going with it and get started, like the light bulbs go off. And, I believe that if you follow what Lisa says, step by step, then you can't go wrong. You can't fail.
Thank you so much, Emma. That was great. We will be back again later on, talking to more of Lisa's clients sharing their successes. And if you are in the challenge group, I'll be back in there in a second. So feel free to ask us any questions. And yeah, we will be back later. Thanks so much, Emma.
Thank you, Anne. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.